Hey guys, Happy New Year. I am back with a plan with me. I asked in my last one if you guys were still interested in seeing this because I do basically the same thing every month and I wasn't sure how old it was getting. And a lot of you said, please continue posting. This might be my last plan with me like this for a while. I am very close to my due date of having my second baby and I just don't know what my planning is going to look like or my filming is going to look like after those things happen. But I did want to share this month because I am keeping up with it. And I'm just going to go over my supplies really quickly at the beginning here in case you're curious. So I do bullet journaling and I've been doing it since June and really enjoying it. I use a Leuchtturm 1917 A5 dot grid journal. Pretty standard in the bullet journal community. This is a mandala sticker I bought from Boho Berry Papery on Etsy. She used to release them once a month. I don't know if she does that anymore. The cover is a beautiful custom cover from One Star Leather on Etsy. Love, love, love this. And then I have my Oh My Bag pencil case, which has my Tombow, the colors I use in my planning, stocked in it. I keep this on my bedside table, and a little corrector tape, which I end up using quite a bit. I'm just going to keep that open. I use a Tombow mono drawing pen in number 3. It's my absolute favorite pen for this kind of writing. And then I use a pencil sometimes, mainly only when I'm doing my mandala in my monthly setup, and a protractor, which I really just use is a ruler. So, it's not really that I'm using the protractor. I did buy something new. This was a suggestion from a viewer. Moxie Dory, another Etsy shop, and I will link all of these below if you guys want to check these things out. Makes stencils, and she made this stencil specifically for making mandalas. So I don't know if the camera's really gonna pick this up. Let me put the paper under. Does that help? I think that makes it worse. But it has little dots. So we're going to give this a try. I didn't have the best luck with the other Moxie Dory stencil that I purchased, but I'm going to give that a try. I have been using this Martha Stewart. It's actually a cutter, a circle cutter, which is sadly no longer available for purchase. And that's been working fine, but I wanted to try this because it seemed like an interesting product to try. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to give you a flip through of my last month. I'll get a little bit, I think we're pretty close. We're pretty close. So let's flip through and I'll show you what I did with the last month. Okay, so we'll flip to the washi. Well, we'll flip to the bookmark because it's still in December. I'm actually doing this a little later than usual. It's already January 2nd and I usually do this the eve of the next month. But I was really stuck on if I wanted to start a new bullet journal or not. I have, I think, it's about 38 pages to be exact, left in this bullet journal. And it is, I think it's enough to cover January and then start fresh in February. And again, like I said, with the new baby, I don't really know what my planning is going to look like anyway, so maybe it makes sense to start a new bullet journal then. But part of me was like, do I want to start a new bullet journal now, just end it here, and then start a new bullet journal book with January? But I decided ultimately I want to use all the space in this, so that's what I'm doing. So I have my month at a glance all filled out with, the events and appointments and what have you that we had over the month. And then I have my goals, which I did pretty well, and I had to cut out some content because I got sick, and you can probably hear I'm still sick. I also didn't get to work on quite as many home projects as I wanted to because I just was really under the weather. But I was very, very happy with all that I managed to fit in despite feeling super under the weather. And then I put washi on the sidebar just to help mark the month. It's not something I use as much for the current month, but it's something I use to backtrack to past months. It just makes it really easy to find them. I have my December tracker. I'm definitely going to be changing this up with the new year in mind, because there's just things that I'm just not getting to in my current state of pregnancy. My one little word, December prompt. This is something I like to keep in my monthly collections now, because it's something I like to keep up with on a monthly basis. This is a year-long workshop. It's like a once-a-month class that I take from Allie Edwards. It's a memory-keeping project. It's really more focused on self-reflection. It's kind of like a year-long self-reflection where you pick a word and then you carry it throughout the year, and yeah, love that. I did my mood mandala, and like I've been doing in previous months, I want to show you the differences between this month and last month. I think I skipped a few days in November. It seems like I'm missing some rings. But look at that. Like, it looks really different. It's almost like an inverse. You can see I got pretty sick here. I've been sick for a long time, but I got like really sick here, and so it was really hard to kind of hang on to nothing but tiredness, but I pushed through for the holidays, and I had some really good days despite being under the weather. And just, you're probably looking at this like, where's the mandala? Well, this is kind of what I do. This was from October, and I recently finished this. And this is not something I do while I go along, obviously, as you can see. It's something I like to fill in when I have a moment. It's just, I find it very soothing and just kind of meditative almost to do, and really enjoyable. And I don't follow like actual structured mandala principles. If you know anything about mandalas and you look at this, you're like, that's not really a mandala. I just kind of do what I want. So this was the last one I did, and I really like the way it turned out. And then I'll do the other ones too. But I like to leave the previous month blank, because I feel like I can really see the differences in my moods month to month. And I've mentioned this before, this is not something that's essential to planning, like mood tracking. No, but to me it's interesting and fun, and it takes me literally like a second to color the little line. And you can see I've gotten pretty sloppy with it. That's another reason I wanted to try this stencil, because I feel like the lines actually do really help me, because I've just been I only make the circle cutter I've used only draws in like 12 or 13 rings, and then I just kind of free hand the rest. And it's, I don't make the best circles. And then my daily pages, following the same format, I use a time bar. These are things, this is very, very, most of my bullet journals, inspiration from Boho Berry, who I will always link below, because she was just the one who really got me started on this journey, really, in the way I do things. But the time bar is just a way for me to kind of visualize my day before I start making my to-do list. So what I'll do is, and somebody asked if I could do one of these with you, and I will try. I don't have a lot of plans this week. It's the week after New Year's, and we're just kind of laying low still. But what I do is I write down 1 through 12 twice for AM and PM, and then I use color coding to mark sleeping blue, parenting, kind of on duty parenting, green, work, pink, personal time, purple, events or appointments, orange, and when I had time to work out, that was in yellow, but that's not happened lately. And then I like to write the day and the date, and I do little weather forecasts. I'm a big weather forecast person. I do this the night before, every day. Basically, I make a little list, and I follow basic bullet journal principles, where an open dot, I'm trying to find, an open dot is like an event or a scheduled appointment or something, and then just a dot is like a task, and then I have subtasks, and then sometimes I have to migrate things, and that's when I put the little forward arrow, and if I finish something, I'll do the X. Very standard bullet journal stuff. I also sprinkle in notes, especially when I'm doing some sort of structured video like a planner review. I will put all my research down so I have that all in one place for me. I'll even just make little notes, like this is how I planned out the rest of my December daily album. just not feeling well. Some, the weekend before Christmas, really busy, things I had to get done. Little extra lists kind of pop up here and there. And sometimes really big kind of collections pop up. So I always kind of outline my monthly favorites post and video that I do. I did a big one for my goals, I'm kind of thinking of it as like a flow chart. I don't know if that's even really what a flow chart looks like. But, if we want to get real technical with it. But I did a whole video talking about this. I'll link for you guys if you want to see more about that. Packing list for my hospital bag. And then this past weekend, I just didn't really feel up to making daily to-do lists, so I just made like a master list, and this was very ambitious. I got quite a bit of it done, but it was very ambitious, so I didn't get all of it done. I have my posting plan for the rest of the month, but again, which is depends on when baby boy decides to make his arrival. I just keep that marked off for these videos because I want to keep it, just something to be a surprise, even though my content is really not that surprising. And then my last thing that I have in here is for my next bullet journal. I started flipping through this one and picking up the things that I want to repeat in that bullet journal for next year, because there's certain things in here like my calendar, my level 10, my goals, things like that, and the memory keeping project, birthdays. I want to repeat those things as like master collections in my new bullet journal when I eventually start that. So that's what I've got. I do keep up with my index, which I actually use quite a bit. I find it very helpful. The great thing about the Lois journal is that the pages are numbered for you, so you don't have to do that. And I think I'm going to just make it, but I did leave a couple of extra pages in this bullet journal just in case I didn't have room. But I think I'm going to have just enough room for my January monthly collections, and then we'll see. I can always just write on the back of that page too, the rest of the index. And that's where I am starting now with January. So I am going to go ahead and do what I normally do. I have this little key that I made that just helps me remember how I set up my monthly collections in terms of spacing, because I tend to do the same things every month. I will include this in the description bar below if you guys are interested. But I'm going to speed through this footage while I'm actually doing my planning, and I will show you how it turns out at the end. finished, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did. I've got my January month at a glance, and this I will fill in what I have on my calendar. I use iCal for the most part, just for easy on-the-go accessibility for events, you know, gatherings, appointments, and then I keep it here as well because it's very useful to me in my planning. And then I have, I didn't fill in my monthly goals boxes. Home, family, content, personal. Well, we'll do that right now. So I have my monthly goals boxes. Home, family, content, personal. And these are just, you know, they're not do or die items. They're just things that I what is the right, well, kind of that I want to, that I'm thinking about at the beginning of each month, that I'm hoping for the month. So whether I get to them all is not make me angry or, you know, whatever. If I miss some things, it's just a way for me to kind of visualize my month and the things that I want to accomplish. And I will fill this all in after I'm done filming this video. My January tracker, I really just took out the workout box, and the apple cider vinegar I haven't been doing because it's not working for me right now. I just want to point out, this was my sorry attempt at doodling, you guys. This is why I don't draw in my bullet journal, because I really have zero artistic talent. That's supposed to be a snowflake. Yeah, let's just go with that, okay? I put my washi in. I picked this really cute washi, I think. I got my one little word January prompt. I'm hoping to do that this week. I used the Moxie Dory stencil, and it took me a minute to find the right, I think the key to her stencils, because they are rather flimsy, is finding the right tool to hold it in place. I think that's been my problem with the other one. And actually this pencil, just the barrel of it holds it really well. So that ended up working out really well. And I got a few more rings than I do with my Martha Stewart circle cutter. So that's great. And I'll just hand draw in these first few, which won't be pretty, but I will do it. And then the moods that I track, I always get asked: happy, excited, grateful, relaxed, productive, stressed, tired, and ugh. To me, ugh is like anything that's just like sad, mad, you know, those sorts of things. I'm not often ugh. You'll see that doesn't pop up in my tracker. I think I was ugh one day in October. It's not a very common thing for me to settle into that mood as the predominant, one of those moods is the predominant mood of my day. So that's why I just kind of lump it together. But, you know, make that list depending on what works for you. And I just wanted to keep this consistent for this journal. I might change these up a little bit for my next bullet journal. And then that's it. And then I said I would go ahead and plan out a day for you now. It's already like halfway through this day. But I will go ahead and walk you through what I do for my daily pages. They're not always a whole page. Lately, I've been able to fit 2 days on a page. I just try to use space efficiently in my journal. I don't know. I don't like a lot of blank white space. So that's what I do. So here's my little time bar. Now imagine I would be doing this the night before, not when my day's already started. But I would be thinking about the next day. So I would know that I would sleep until 6, and I'm hoping to be in bed hopefully by 10:30 tonight. So that's what I'm going to do there, and I'm just marking it off in time bar fashion. And then I don't have any scheduled events or appointments today. I'm on active mommy duty all day. So I'm just going to write that in. Charlotte's wake times. I'm working during her nap, so that's pink. And then I'm hoping to work on some memory keeping tonight. And I'll spend some time with Dawn. Now, if I was going to work out, that would be in yellow. And if I had an appointment or something scheduled, that would be in orange. Then I write down the day of the week, and I usually do this in cursive because I just like the way it looks. It kind of just makes it pop. I write the date, and then I usually go in to my WeatherBug app, and I will look up the, now normally I would be doing this for the forecast for the next day, but because I'm doing this kind of after the fact, I'm just writing in what the weather is for today. And I draw a little picture. This is all boho berry inspired, you guys. The high and the low. And then I would start with my list. So I try to just do kind of stream of conscious. And this is when I'll flip back to my monthly view. Obviously, I haven't filled this in yet, but I know I have no plans today other than my mom's coming to visit in the afternoon. So today, this morning was more about doing things around the house. So I'm doing linen laundry today, and it's my monthly wash where I do the mattress pads and pillow protectors. So monthly, I'll just mark that down. Special. And then I've also been working on I don't even know. I've been working on the mudroom today. Cece's been helping me. Mudroom organization. Working on that. But again, this is going to be a very short list because we don't have a lot planned today. Let's see. I wanted to film my plan with me, and then I will hopefully have time before she wakes up to import that footage and set up my edit. It just makes it easier when I go to edit if I've already set it up, because there's certain things I have to do to the footage that takes a little while to render before I can go through and actually edit it. And I need to take my plan with me thumbnail photo. Oh, and that reminds me, I also need to do my December favorites photo. Oh, and I need to finish my December favorites video, and I need to do my December favorites blog post. So I'll probably not have time to do memory keeping tonight because I'll have to finish the work for that post that's going up tomorrow. And then Mom is coming to visit around 3. And I'll write in December daily, but I don't think it's going to happen. And that's a very simple, kind of abbreviated list. You'll see, I mean, they just kind of vary depending on how much I have going on. So lately they've been short because I've been ill and it's been the holidays, but sometimes they are a little bit longer if I have more going on. But it's just a list that kind of, it's a to-do list, to be honest. That's just keeps me on track of things. And then I put my solid ribbon bookmark. The Extreme journals come with 2 ribbon bookmarks sewn right into the binding. So I put that one on my current day, and I keep the stripey one in my month. And that is it, you guys. That is January. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, this might be my last plan with me like this for a while. I don't know. I can't predict, but I know this is kind of the last month that things are going to kind of look normal. Honestly, baby boy could really come anytime starting mid-month. So I really don't know what's going to happen. But I do plan, hopefully, to do a full flip through of my bullet journal when I'm completely finished with it. Because I love those videos, and I think that's really fun to watch, and I'd love to film it for you. And then in that same video, I'll show you how I'm setting up my next bullet journal with the collections that I'm putting in the front and all of that. So hopefully I'll have a chance to film that before he's born. We'll have to see. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are well and staying warm wherever you are. And happy planning, you guys. Bye.